Tom here, Flip Anything USA. One of the most common questions is, how do I start with very little money and that sort of thing? And so I'm just going to give you a day in the life here. You know, I own so much property. I tell people I'm probably one of the only people you'll find on YouTube that can actually just throw a rock and keep hitting the properties that they own and hit tens of millions of dollars in real estate. I want to show you this. This is actually in my book. This now has two giant 6,000 square foot duplexes. Anyways, this is a lot that I tied up for $5,000. I bought it for 40 grand and I sold it for $110,000 like 3 weeks later. Technically I closed in 3 months. These are the things that I know a lot of you guys struggle in. You know, some of you are low on money, some of you need discipline, some of you just don't have confidence. I get that. You need real guidance from somebody that's real. Hey, we're gonna drive by another one here just in a second. So now look at this. This is a beautiful 50,000 square foot building, and I bought this piece that's like a little pizza pie, like a little pizza cut right there. Has that little yellow house on it right there. I bought that for $120 for that, and I sold it for $265,000. And by the way, when I tell you what I sold something for, I'm going to tell you probably a little bit less than I actually sold it for, because I don't like exaggerators. I'm going to show you, prove out what I say about how I can throw a rock and keep hitting one property after another that I've owned of all different types. I got property on both sides of the street here. We'll go down here, and now I'm going to show you houses that on average I made about $400,000 on each house, right? Some I made $500,000 on, but one I made I think $300,000 on. First one you're gonna see this, you know, kind of a little mansion. We've got a little McMansions we call them. But look right here, I bought this house, the house next to it, the house across the street, which has been torn down and now it's this beautiful property. This property on the corner as well. There's 4. I made over about $1.5 million. I still own one of those actually. So on those 3, I made about $1.5 million. Now I take you down here, and I'm torn because I can go that. I could show you. I'm not even gonna bother. But I bought 2 more that way. I made $300,000 on one, and I made $400,000 on the other one. Here's another house. I bought this for $200,000. I sold it for $560,000. I own the property next to it, and I own the other property next to it. And I also own this one across the street. This is a beautiful 16,000 square foot building. I actually built this back in 2002. And that's the other thing. If you get me as a mentor, you get a pretty good package, because not only do you have a very successful investor, but also I'm a developer. I was a licensed builder in California. You don't have to be a licensed builder in Texas. But I built this building. You know, this is a beauty. This is, you know, I paid $300,000 for the house that used to sit right here. I built this building behind the house. Then I tore down the house. This property alone brings in an income that's about 5 times the average person's income. You know, just that building alone makes you one of a 2%er, right? So over here, I bought that building, or built that building too across the street, the house. This is a beautiful place. I bought this property and happened to make a deal with the guy next door at the very same time. So I bought these 2 properties together under one loan, 2 buildings side by side. You know, these things produce very nice income. I bought this for $700,000. It's worth $1.2 million. I bought this for $1.2 million, and it's worth twice that. This is 20,000 square feet. That's 4,400 square feet. People have come to me with business propositions all the time, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to own the business. I want to own the 4 walls. Okay, I'll let somebody else worry about making the money. And so now we're gonna pop in here. We gotta pick up something. This is my office. Now take a look over here. I bought this corner right here. And I'll pop in here just for a second. I actually enclosed this garage. That was a garage. I enclosed the garage, made that my office. I actually added this so you could turn around and you could pull out. Anyways, in addition to that, I bought the house next door, you see right there. I bought this house, the lot next to it. I also bought this restaurant. This was kind of a fun one. I bought this property. I got a 3% interest rate, owner carried, which you guys like to call creative financing. I don't know anybody that's done more creative financing than me, believe me. Because when I started out when I was 19 years old, I had no credit. All I could do was get creative. It was the only choice I had. I bought this for $720,000, I think, with $50,000 down, owner carried, 3% interest. My payment was $2,100 a month. It made it real easy for me to tack on 200 grand and sell it to somebody else. Take a look over here. This one here is a beauty. That was a French school. You know, I bought that property It's funny. It's $50,000 that led to me buying an apartment building where I made about $2 million, buying a piece of land for $200,000 that I made about two and yeah, I made $2.5 million on. Bought it for $200,000, sold for 2.8. That led to me buying that building and another building that we'll drive by, that bring in about $500,000 a year, just those two, and in fact, that one I was offered $700,000 more than I paid for it right after I bought it. And that's the power of real estate. And so what you should understand is look at all this, we've gone through tens of millions of dollars of real estate already, just driving this far. And this isn't very far. This isn't even a mile, I don't think, from my house. And I haven't even showed you everything. My point is that everything is near you. Look, you just saw in a short drive, I've covered, well over $10 million worth of property. Everything a rock's throw, right? Keep throwing that rock and it grows. It's more and more. You just saw a little piece of it. You want to learn how to make money, get into my webinar. Usually Thursday nights. Go to flipanythingusa.com/webinar. Get my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate, and get into the mentorship. Just go to flipanythingusa.com. Look at all my mentees. Look at the mentees that have made hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, millions of dollars, single millionaires, multimillionaires now. It's real. It's real. Stop going after the balloons and start looking at what is real. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I hope I see you again.